to the issues in Canberra at the moment. The coalition is still trying to sort out their agreement, but it looks like a divorce has been avoided. Joining me live now is Nationals MP Barnaby Joyce. He's from the side of the road somewhere. Barnaby, good to see you. Did you forget about us?
I did.
Okay, well, I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad you were also so nimble this morning. Good to see you. Okay, so it's been quite a messy couple of weeks. Do you think the damage has been done, or do you think perhaps the coalition might be stronger for the, well, chaos?
It's not going to be stronger, is it? I mean, yeah, it was chaotic. It was chaotic, and you've got to get over it and move on. You've got a job. I keep saying you've got a job. Number one, you go after the people of your electorate, and number two is hold the government to account as best as you can. The government has a massive majority, the Labor government, and it's going to be a hard task. And you know that was not a good week. And everyone say, oh, it wasn't a good election, and it was followed up by a very bad week. You know, we used to have 22 seats at the end of the 22 election as of the 1st of July, and then that's we'll have 19, but not as bad as the Liberal Party, which got smashed. Now, I don't know how else you read that, and then that week was unedifying. It was, it's chaotic.
Okay, so do you think David Littleproud should be the one to steer the ship from here on in, or do you want another crack at it?
No, I don't. There's another thing. I don't. Okay. I don't know who's leaking that to the media.
All right, well, let's just talk about that for a moment, because we all know how these things work, and there's leadership challenges, and it's all a little bit chaotic, and there's a whispering campaign. So you don't want to be leader again. There's no kind of ticket with Michael McCormack. You're not trying to roll David Littleproud and get your more preferred candidate in. What's going on?
Oh, well, what's going on is I'm not going for let's get that one sorted. So the people are putting that out there, this will get to Barnaby, we'll put this in the paper. Well, you're wrong. And if the party decides to change, and no one's rung me up for numbers or inquiring, but if the party decides to change, it changes. It's how it works.
Okay, so what is going on then? I mean,
I don't know.
All right.
Laura, if I knew that, I would be, I don't know, I'd be a wizard. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. And, you're probably closer to the action there than I am, Laura. I'm no doubt that you'd have better connections than me as to what on earth is going on.
Oh, I don't think so. But so things have changed for you. You stay out of these things these days, do you?
Yeah, basically at the moment. If you want to know, what do you focus on? Don't like net zero, I'll tell you that. Net zero is disastrous for our nation, disastrous for everyone. I've just heard this morning, the price of electricity in New South Wales, it's only gone up by 9%, or they've just approved even further increases on the price of electricity. That's how well net zero is going for you all, folks.
Well, you've been pretty consistent on that all the way along on net zero. Not comfortable with doing it, but you're part of the team that did sign up. It was you that signed up, wasn't it?
But let's go through that. There was a massive deal there. It was about $32 billion worth of infrastructure. There is no infrastructure now. The room signed up to a deal. There is no deal. There's no nuclear power stations anymore. There's no dams, no roads, no railway line upgrades, no ports that are part of it. We signed up to a deal and there is no deal. It's like saying you're going to buy a house, but you're going to buy a house with money. If you've got no money, you get no house. So
the Libs reneged or didn't follow through, pulled the wool over your eyes? What happened?
It just didn't happen. And like most things, I'm buying a tractor at the moment. But if I don't send them tens of thousands of dollars, I don't get the tractor. Now, net zero came as a deal. There's no deal. So you'd have to go back to the room and say, we want to do net zero for nothing. And I don't know how that would work. Right.
So do you think it should be part of the coalition agreement, or can that be argued later?
I don't know how you want to go about it. I can tell you my position right now. I don't support net zero. There you go.
And do you think...
Breaking news for Sky.
Well, I mean, forgive me, but I don't think that's exactly breaking news, Barnaby. But how much of the party room do you think is along the lines of your thinking?
I don't know. You'd have to find out.
Would it be about 50-50, do you reckon?
I don't know, Laura. Honestly, you'd have to find that out. I mean, you'd have to sort of go one after the other on Sky. Yeah. Probably get pretty close to numbers.
Okay. Well, let me ask you about the front bench. I think it's always dangerous to leave Barnaby Joyce on the back bench. Are you happy there, or do you want to be on the front bench?
Who's on the front bench? That's another thing I don't know.
You don't know. Would you like to be though? Do you expect to be?
Laura, I'm I'm a betting, and I don't think the odds are good.
No?
Well, but Laura, I'm just being factual. It's
Yeah.
one thing I've done in my career is try to be straight with people.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be on the front bench. How's that?
You don't want to?
Well, Laura, it's not whether I want to. It's not my choice.
No, but I mean, you can still. I mean, you're in Parliament for a reason. You got there
Well,
with a huge support of your constituency. I mean, it's whether you feel like you have more to give or whether you just want to be a local MP, and both of those are fine.
I've got more to give, and I'm doing that all the time. Make no mistake about that. The moment I don't want to give any more, I'll get out. I've got a lot more to give, and you try to be straight and say to the Australian people, we have a big task ahead of us. We've got China breathing down our neck.
Yeah.
You've got erratic policy coming out of the United States. You've got, people who, like, the cost of living didn't go away at the election. There's still poor people being smashed. And right at the corner of this, right underneath, it's this policy called net zero, which, by the way, Laura, the majority of the world, the population of the world is not participating in it. And the majority of the global economy is not participating in it.
Yeah.
So what are we trying to prove? It's just a virtue statement of no effect.
Oh, sure. I agree. I agree with that to a point, but there are economic consequences of not signing up to net zero
What
or
are
abolishing
they?
that.
No, this is another factor. What are these economic consequences?
Okay, well,
can we get some literature? Can we get some literature behind them rather than statements?
Well, this is the one that I'm thinking of. It's not literature that's required, but the European Union, for example, has said that there'd be, a tariff on goods if for countries that don't sign up to net zero. I mean, that's a real economic consequence, right?
Oh boy, that tariff thing worked well for them, didn't it? The old United States, boy, every time I watch the Europeans, I say, please, we want more tariffs. No, come on.
Well, sure, it might be a game of chicken, but I'm just pointing out that they are the consequences.
The game of chicken didn't work too well with them. I tell you what, I think the Europeans should be very careful suggesting that they want tariff wars.
Yeah, I do too. Let's try our final one here. I mean, you said that, it's been a chaotic week. You don't think it'll get better, but I mean, how important is it for the Nationals then to pull together? What's your role, do you think, in making sure that this doesn't turn into an absolute S show and in supporting David Littleproud to be the best leader he can be?
I think that I did that straight away. I was straight on the phone with Susan Lee, with others, and trying to sort it out, and I think we did a good job. We did sort it out.
Yeah. How do you support David?
I'll support the leader as best I can. I think I've been doing that. I'll support the leader of the National Party because that's what that's the job I do. But that doesn't mean every policy. If you come out and say, that means you have to support net zero, no, I don't, because it's bad for Australia, because it hurts poor people, because we're not achieving it, because the majority of the globe's not participating in it. Majority of the economy's not participating in it.
Yeah.
People are pulling out one after the other. Even New Zealanders are pulling out. I mean, we're going to be virtuous and lonely.
Sure. You've still got to win elections, though. For the Liberals, it probably would be hard to do that in the city. So how do you
I don't think so. That's another thing. We got to swing towards us here in New England.
Yeah, that's not the city, though.
Yeah, but there's 70,000 people in Tamworth, Laura. It's bigger than most of your suburbs.
No, I'm not discounting that. I'm just looking at, the arithmetic of where you got to win seats.
Well, Laura, so to make Bellevue Hill happy, we have to bugger up everywhere else. Is that how it works now?
No, but I'm just, it's an electoral reality of, where the votes are going, what young people under 40, where they're voting for independence, their priorities. I mean, I agree that they're not the priorities of the people of Tamworth, but there is an electoral reality to these kind of things.
I just think the electoral reality must be vastly different to the electoral reality of so many other countries in the world who've just pulled out of this. I mean, are we a different species of human being? Or you got to rise to the challenge of explaining to people the damage this is doing. And even in Sydney, I might remind people in Sydney, just off your coast in the Tasman Sea, the Chinese were doing live fire exercises. That's practicing to attack. That's practicing how their guns work. Now, if that doesn't ring a bell and start saying, let's reorganise the priorities here, folks, then I don't know. What else do you want? You want to come into Sydney Harbour? Will a penny drop then?
Perhaps. Well, it's good to talk to you, and thanks so much for making the time as always, Barnaby. Spicy this morning.
Sorry, I was too elevated. I should be a bit more quiet. Less coffee, but less coffee.
No, you never apologise for being too much, ever. We'll see you soon.